Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Hey guys, welcome to Like Water for Chocolate. I am Lex Love, and of course with me is Truth.
Hi guys.
We're supposed to put out a disclaimer, right?
Yeah, I've got to give you guys a little disclaimer. I know you can tell from my voice. Allergies got me bad.
It's the sexy voice.
Man, if that's what you want to call it, that's fine. I got my T-vibes going on.
Right. We've been under the weather you just started yours, right?
Yeah,
or have you been feeling like this for a while now?
No, this extra high pollen count that's going on, it seemed like I just went outside, took a deep breath, and it just all came inside.
Sounds horrible.
Messed me up immediately.
Yeah, I was down for the count all last week. It was bad. It started with Sime being sick, and then kind of just gave it to me. And everybody, I'm going to have to blame my coworker Shanaz here.
Yep, it's all Shanaz's fault.
Everybody that was at her party seemed to have gotten sick.
It's all your fault,
everybody,
Naz.
including her. So at least she got some of it. But yeah, we were all out. Everybody was calling out left and right. And so now we're just getting back into work mode today.
Well, it's my Friday. Thank you, Lord.
Woo!
However, I'm in the process of moving, which I hate. So that has been time consuming.
Yeah.
We got told at the last minute they were going to sell the townhome we were living in. So I really found a place to live in a week and a half.
That's awesome.
I had to make it happen.
Other people take months, almost a year to get out.
That wasn't a subliminal or anything.
But seriously, no, that's fast as hell, actually.
And we actually found a dope spot. However, I'm leaving Summerlin. That's the sad part.
Right,
I've grown to love it. I've been down that way for a little over 3 years, or about 3 years now.
Right.
And man, yeah, I'm going to miss my Smiths. Everyone's so friendly and kind.
You got to know the deli.
Yes, the deli people.
Mm-hmm.
They're so sweet. And she already knows like what I want when I come up to the counter.
Lord.
The dude in the back knows how to fix my salmon in the little oven ready bags for me. You don't get that service everywhere.
No, you don't.
I'm going to miss that Smith's. I might have to take a trip down there every now and then to do my big grocery shopping.
Right, exactly.
Take a field trip, pack a lunch, because we are literally moving close to the mountains on the other side.
That's crazy. Yeah, the complete opposite way,
Yep,
right?
Complete opposite.
So other than that, how's the family? How's everything?
Everyone's good. Basketball season's over.
Right.
For my husband, who is the coach, and my daughter, who played her first year playing, and she did great.
She did good, yeah.
She did really good. My husband's team made it to the playoffs. So proud of them.
Yay.
Because this was the first year that school made it to the playoffs in over 10 years.
Jesus.
So I would like to say that my husband had a lot to do with it. Those boys loved him. He actually cared.
Yeah, he's good with all
And
that.
yeah, it's dope. So now I guess we're going to start going to some of his players. They play football now too. So we're just going to go support them at their little football games because they became family. Like I was telling them, I was complaining a lot about having to go to the games and pick up Ani from practice. But now I miss the games. Like on Thursday, I'm like, damn, ain't no games.
Right.
Like, I want to go see the games.
Getting adjusted to any schedule is kind of tough in the beginning anyways. And then afterwards, you're kind of like,
Yeah, the games are fun though, because we like the parents who did come all the time. We were like a little family. Like it became real close knit. It was real cool.
That's
one thing I love about the fact that my sister, the Lord, my daughter goes to school kind of in the hood, and my husband decided to teach in the hood that like we grew up in. So makes life more fun when you're in the hood. I like the hood.
I like that. I think people are too stuck up and just scary helicopter parents, and just you can't keep them away from anything that's going to happen. So you might as well just put them in a situation where they're going to really build a lot of character.
Absolutely. My daughter has truly found herself at this school. When she was at the little bougie school up where we live, she hated it. And y'all know I'm very blunt when it comes to racial issues, but they teased my daughter a lot. They talked about her natural hair.
Of course.
They talked about her nose. They gave her a complex. She still
her
talks
nose
about
is
her
cute.
nose. She hates her nose. And I fight kids. So I told my husband, I said, we need to get her a zone variant. She needs to go to school with you. And Gianni has truly blossomed and found herself and is not afraid to express herself. And that's how I was when I went to Foothill, which was a little bougie school. Mm-hmm. I was not myself. Mm-hmm. I felt like everybody was judging me. And I was like, Mom, can I go back to the school where I was zoned for? That's not really how it happened. Got into some fights too, but I ended up back at Desert Pines, my home school, and I did great. Black Student Union, Student Council, graduated with honors with a baby on my hip. It just, I don't know, it just makes a difference.
I think I got a good mixture at Mojave.
I used to want to go to Mojave. Y'all had the cute boys.
We did have some cute boys.
They wasn't about shit.
No, they wasn't. No, let me stop.
Just kidding.
Nah, some of them are real cool. I didn't really get too cool with them until after school, I want to say. Just because I was quiet. So, didn't really talk to anybody.
I wasn't.
Until we got out.
I wish I could go back and be quiet.
I had a crush on you. Did you really? No, you didn't.
Right.
Anyways.
You just do now.
Yeah.
You're trying to throw some game. Just be honest.
Right. You liked her, the cheerleader girl. Yeah. Okay. But anyways.
I do wish I could go back and maybe be quiet. I want to see what it would be like to be the quiet kid.
And that's funny because I wish I would have been a little more outgoing.
I think my life would have been different if I'd have been
quiet. I think my
life
would have been different.
I wouldn't have gotten so many fights.
Oh, man.
If I'd have just kept my mouth shut, kept to myself.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to do that.
But all right, let's get into what we came here for.
Absolutely.
We are discussing, of course, relationships today. The status quo, why so many relationships are being torn apart after 2-3 years, why they're not lasting like our parents and our grandparents, and getting lazy, comfortable, and not doing the same things that you did in the beginning of the relationship that really brought that person in.
And I think it's a subject that a lot of people think about, don't talk about. I think when people break up, they make excuses a lot of the time instead of really figuring out why didn't this last.
So like they give up.
Yeah, just completely give up, and it's always the blame game. We never really turn around and look at ourselves. Mm-hmm. Since we are in the frame now where social media plays a major part in life. I'm big with social media because it helps me promote my travel business, this show. Mm-hmm. And so I use it on a daily. One of the questions I posed to the group was, do you think social media can ruin relationships? Does it play a major part in relationships?
Right.
How do you feel about that, Lex?
I think it does. It does. I think people let it happen, though. I think sometimes people don't mean harm. And the other person might take it the wrong way, or they do use it to cheat and talk to people, and they go into your shit and they find it, and there you go.
You're in trouble.
Right? I think in situations where maybe the person is not using it to cheat, but they're posting things and it makes the other person feel uncomfortable. I don't know, because it's how they feel. In one sense, right? Like whatever they're putting out there, they're expressing themselves. But in the other sense, it's like, how much respect do you have for that person if they don't like it? Should you even continue doing it? Like, I don't know. I think it just depends.
I say with that, if the person feels uncomfortable, let's just say, it's the woman, she feels uncomfortable with something, her guy posting. Tell him, hey, babe, I saw you, posted this, that, and the other. Mm-hmm. I don't really like you, let's just say he told a piece of their business she didn't want out there, or posted a picture with no shirt at the gym.
Yeah.
And she voiced it, and then he does it again and again.
Like, it doesn't matter.
That can definitely cause an issue.
Sure.
Because, like, for example, my husband didn't like when people was putting hearts on my pictures, which of course I can't control that. However, I can go in somebody's inbox and say, hey, my husband does not like the little hearts on my picture. Like, it's a little bit too personal. So give me the thumbs up and keep it pushing. You don't even need to put the little laughing face, just the thumbs up. Let's keep it old school Facebook, thumbs up, and we just gonna leave it at that.
I will say that I never thought that was an issue for me. I thought that was stupid until it was happening continuously with Tony. And I would see his ex-girl continuously doing that and doing that and doing it and doing it. And at first it didn't bother me because I was like, whatever.
But when it's continuous and it's a pattern. Continuous. And that's what it was. It was this guy that was continuously hearting all my pictures.
And I think she would keep some stuff off Facebook and put it on Instagram. And she'd put like, oh, you're handsome. Da, 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 da. And I was just like...
Little tramp.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. I don't know the girl, but I'm just saying. You obviously know he with somebody. So
I just don't like
no need for that.
Yeah, I don't know. But he erased her like comment or whatever, and he kept it pushing. So I didn't even tell him to do that. He did it on his own. So after he realized I had a problem with it. Well, probably after he realized I commented back and said, yes, handsome man, beautiful lady. And I put a middle finger emoji.
You are so funny. That was a classic #petty moment.
I was super Remy Ma petty level. I liked her comment and everything.
Oh man, I'm proud of you, Lex.
Thanks. I could get one.
You can once a year.
I never do it.
It don't happen.
Hey,
I'm happy.
I'm pregnant and hormonal. Goddamn it.
It happens. But no, people always like say, "Oh, social media shouldn't even play a factor into your relationship." Guys, we are in a generation where it does.
Yeah.
It's not like people are calling each other up on the phone anymore.
Right.
We're not walking down to each other's house, to see how you're doing, talking to you face to face. That doesn't happen. It's easier to hop on Facebook, see what you're doing, hop on Snapchat, see what you did throughout your day because you snap everything. I snap all kind of unnecessary stuff. I do. I'm guilty. I'm so guilty. My husband, however, is the complete opposite. He's like you.
I do when I remember.
Rarely see him on anything.
That's true.
I take that back. If it is college football season,
yes,
you will see him post the most he'll ever post. Then it gets quiet. He gets really silent. Only thing on his page is stuff I tag him in. It's like it's my page. Whitney tags you in. Whitney tags you in. Whitney puts you.
Right.
That's just me. Yeah. We're complete polar opposites.
I think,
and I noticed that's you and Tony, because Tony posts a lot.
He posts a lot, but I think it's because it's just like you, because he has something to promote.
Yes.
A lot of, so that's why he's on there constantly. Or it's music, like he's listening to this and he likes it, whatever. But yeah.
But it matters. It does. It sucks that it does. That a simple like can definitely cause an argument,
right?
Or a comment. I just feel like people should know boundaries when they're commenting on people's stuff.
Yeah,
and know when it's okay to give compliments. You can compliment single people all day long on their page, but it's how you compliment. Like, I may get a guy that I grew up with, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's a nice picture, Whitney." That's cool. But calling me sexy or putting the little face with the hard eyes, that might be a bit too much to comment on any married person's status or anything like that.
I agree.
And so you guys just, don't be naive. Social media does matter. It is going to make a difference. If you feel like you're not going to be able to control your social media, just get off of it. If your relationship means that much to you. Or
remove the people that are causing the issue, just absolutely. Get rid of them.
And you guys, I apologize now. It's going to be a lot of sniffles in this episode. Los, you do not have to edit those out. It's just going to happen. They're just going to have to roll with the punches.
Just keep it real.
I mean, that's what we are. We're real here. So y'all going to hear my sniffles and everything.
So you put a poll up. And you put one of the most important things in a successful relationship is, it seems all of the above got the most votes, which is communication, trust, sex, attraction, if my child accepts them, and if my family accepts them. Actually, got people, none.
Yeah, none for my family. They didn't give a damn if their family liked the person
Sorry,
or not.
Mom.
But right underneath all of the above, the biggest one was communication. That's where we got the most. If they didn't put all of the above, they were for the communication.
Because honestly, I think communication is rooted in all of them.
Absolutely. And constant communication builds that trust foundation.
Right.
Constant communication will lead to sex.
Right.
Constant communication will lead to that love and you feeling secure. And it does. It's really important. It truly is. Because when people don't communicate, you don't know what's going on in that other person's head. We're not mind readers. And I think a lot of times people think that their mate should automatically know what they're feeling.
Right. And how many times have we heard that? You should know how I feel.
Yep.
You should know how I feel. Well, why? Why should I know how you feel? I handle things differently than you do. So
exactly.
How am I supposed to know?
And that's one thing that, it takes time. It takes growth too. You have to grow as a person to understand that these people don't read minds. They don't know what you want. They don't know that you like to be kissed on your left cheek and not your right cheek. They don't know that you like forehead kisses before bed. Speak up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because sometimes people do something one day subconsciously. They just do it. And then they're not knowing you're expecting this every day.
Dude,
just be like, hey, babe, you gave me that little forehead kiss before bed. Can you keep doing it every night? Because I kind of liked it. Say that, and I'm sure you will get your forehead kisses.
I express everything. I'd be like, can you scratch my back? I'd be like, you itchy? No.
Just want you to
I just want you to do it. That's one thing he knows for sure to do. But yeah, I agree. Very, very, very important. I think I learned that... I don't want to say the hard way, but that was a lesson that I've learned in relationships is you don't get what you want if you're not going to say it. That's just as simple as that. Or you're in a shitty relationship and it's not working and you're not talking and you're just letting it go on and on and on. But I've gotten to the point where I just have to openly express myself in any situation.
You have to. And even
why
sex, you guys.
Yes.
If the sex is not good for you, if it's not meeting its standards as it should be, say something. Mm-hmm. It may be a difficult talk, but it's all in how you approach it and how you deliver it. If you deliver it gentle, it will be received. It may take a minute, especially women if it's you talking to a man. Men are... a little bit more, I don't know, they pride themselves on the sex thing. But women, you would feel some kind of way if a dude was like, you know what, babe, I think we need to incorporate some lube because you're a little dry down there sometime.
I'd be like,
it would, what? But my thing is hop on Google and see what are some things you can eat to keep your yoni lubricated. There are some things out there. I've even given a few tips to some ladies to help. Exactly. Actually, you know what? I've just learned to embrace it.
I guess you're right, because, man.
But just since we own it, ladies, coconut oil. That's all I'm going to say. You don't have to buy no lube. You don't have to get no, what's it called? KY? Ain't that what?
The KY
You don't got to
jelly.
get none of that. Get you some coconut oil. It's natural. Ain't nobody going to break out, have no reactions.
I was going to say,
of that.
I wouldn't even want to put that stuff
coconut
on me
oil.
anyway.
It's good stuff.
Absolutely. You know what? I think a good way to do it, too, is maybe say it while you guys are having sex.
Yeah,
not like in a whole
sentence,
but like say like do this, do that, and then he'll start to catch on, and he won't even be thinking about it because he's having sex.
And then like when you tell him or her, do it like this or hit right there, and then they see that they're getting that rise out of you, they're going to want to do it again.
Right.
So I mean that's just what it is. And honey, I hope you don't mind that I'm about to tell this, but when me and my husband first got married, the way he gave head was different from how I like it. Uh-huh. Now, there are some women that like to be licked all over.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a clip person.
Right.
You stay right there. Maybe you can skate off a little bit, but you got to come back. Don't stay gone too long because then it's going to mess up what I got going.
This is true.
And I told him this. Once I told him this, it became a magical experience.
Right.
And it's like, he didn't take it as nothing. He was like, oh, okay, then I didn't know that. Cool. So next time, I'm going to just stay focused here. Game time. There's the bullseye. So, like, really, just talk about it. There's some things that I know, certain positions he really likes. Mm-hmm. Some nights I'll wait a little bit before I do it because I know once we get into those positions, it's going down. Yeah. So it's just, you got to, I don't know, you got to be comfortable enough to talk about it and learn your person.
Absolutely. I agree.
Don't be no little bitch about it. Don't be crying and shit because she told you that she don't like the way you hit it from the back. She trying to tell you that she knows you can do it. Just do it a little differently.
Right.
And women, if he tell you you're a little dry, there are some things. You drink more water too.
Oh, yeah.
Dehydration counts.
Yeah, that's true.
Lots of fluids. Like, I drink tea and water constantly. There's people at my job talk about me because I always have like 4 cups on my desk. Normally it's my bottle of water, another cup of water, and then I got a cup of tea, and then maybe like a cup of like coconut water.
That is so
I have
funny.
So many things on my desk. Lots of fluid all day long. I keep a gallon of water on the side of my desk because I just drink it all day long. And it's helped me throughout my life, people. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a good one, actually. That's really good.
It truly is. It's truth, though. But no, seriously, communication, you guys. Trust is important, but like Lex said, communication helps you build that trust.
Absolutely.
Attraction, we didn't get too many people. What do we got? About 6 people said attraction?
Yeah.
I like to be attracted to my person.
Me too. I think people were trying to be too politically correct on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be attracted to you.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to say.
The attraction matters, guys. I need a cutie.
I get it. Like, personality. Oh, yeah, you want to say, yeah, as long as she has a great personality.
Bullshit.
So
there has to be some looks in that.
Right. Something got you there first, and then you learned the personality. Let's be real.
Now, also, I was shocked at this answer when I put, do you believe many people cheat physically because they love everything about the person they are with, but that person doesn't sexually satisfy them? Almost everyone put no. They don't believe that that's why people cheat.
So why would they think that? Would their answers, which I wish people would have commented. Well, I guess we got a couple comments. But, like, is it more so of the mental thing that takes them out of the relationship?
I think women are more emotional cheaters.
Yeah.
When they're lacking that attention at home, when they feel ignored or they're not pretty enough anymore, and then they got that guy at work that constantly compliments them and tells them they smell good, or recognizes that they went and got their hairstyle changed, and their husband hasn't recognized that you've changed your hair 4 times this month. Right. And they ain't said nothing about nothing. Mm-hmm. You've switched the way that you dress. They haven't noticed a thing. You bought new heels. You don't get that compliment. So when they're getting it from somewhere else, it's helping with that emotional lack that they don't have. And that's portrayed in a lot of movies, and a lot of women that I know that were married and ended up divorcing and marrying someone else. It was because this guy played into their emotions. It wasn't even more so the sex. It was that emotional lack that they didn't have. Men, I think sometimes they cheat and they have no attachment sometimes to that woman. And women can do that too.
So they do.
I just want to say it's more men physically.
Right.
They like variety.
This is true.
And there, like I said, there are some women that like variety too. I'm not saying it's all you guys. I'm just saying majority from people that I've talked to in life, and just, ask them, why did you, or how did this happen? Or it's with women, it's mostly, I would say about 95% of the women I talk to, it's that emotional lack. Right. Yeah. And with men, they be like, well, I don't know. I just wanted to hit something different. And so, I mean, they will love the hell out of their girl, but they may still step out. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's because like what me and you have talked about previously, where we don't believe one person is programmed or built or born to be with just one person.
Right.
I believe as humans we have attraction to who we're attracted to, and it may not be just one person.
I don't know. So how would we fix that? It not being cheating, but like, what would you have to do, I guess, to bring that back?
If it consumed you to where you just absolutely knew, I love this person, but I can't be with just this person physically, let's just say. Mm-hmm. You would have to see if your mate was okay with, from one of our previous shows, with the whole polygamy idea, or with being like Will and Jada and
having some fun,
having some open sex.
Right.
There's not too many people that would be able to handle it and be comfortable with that. And so, again, that's all in your mate and who you chose. Now, if you chose somebody who was old school, one mate, that's it, I'm good, you got to live with that, because you said I do.
Yeah, you did.
And you knew who you were before you married him.
I was going to say, yeah, I think you pretty much kind of get an idea of who that person is. I mean, let's hope so. When you marry them, you knew what kind of craving they had inside of them. I mean, maybe you just chose to ignore it. I don't know.
And ignoring it is not good, people.
No. Talk it out, please.
And if you ever get to that point to where you're not satisfied, communicate.
I agree.
Communication.
Mm-hmm.
If you're then ignored, communicate one more time.
Yeah.
And then if you're ignored again, then, well, hell, I'm not judging you. You did your part.
This is true. I mean, because there's people out there who have tried and who repeat the same discussion over and over and over again, and it seems to like not go anywhere, but you still want to salvage what you have. I mean, after that, I don't know what to say.
Try counseling, maybe.
Try counseling, maybe, yeah.
I mean, try a lot of things before you completely give up. If you're married. Now, if you're just dating, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Talk it out and go away.
Talk it out, and if that shit don't work, it just wasn't meant to be.
Right.
No harm, no foul.
Right.
Just keep it pushing. But things are so different now than like when our parents grew up or our parents' parents grew up. Mm-hmm. And I have put the question on, this one wasn't a poll, it was just a question.
Right.
Why do you think our grandparents and some parents stayed married so long, but in our current days, people are shocked if you make it 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
And that's true. Like, when I tell people me and Brandon are hitting 5 years this year, they're like, oh my goodness.
Right?
To me, I'm like, we're just barely 5 years. Because I know people that have been married 30 some odd years. And my grandparents, before my Oma passed, 55 years. Like, years put in there.
That's a long time.
But people they're shocked. Like, I've unfortunately seen a lot of people that I grew up with stay married for maybe a year, 2 years, and then it's no more.
I've seen that.
And I was wondering, like, as far as with that, I wonder if a lot of people get married for the wedding.
I want to think so. Or they have it in their mind that this is the next step, so guess we have to get married. Like, I don't know. I mean, I get it. Like, what are we doing this for? We're at an age now where we're like, you know, either we're going to go in and really give this a shot, or let's not waste each other's time. I know for me, I always get a sense of both, but I don't want to just get married because I feel like we need to get married.
Right.
I don't know. And I do want a wedding, but that's not important to me. Like, I would still just go down and sign a paper and be done with it.
That's what our plan was, to go downtown. I had bought this cute little dress from Target.
Right.
We were going to go downtown, do our little quick I do, and go to dinner together.
Sex and
just
City
that
style.
Was it.
Right.
But, you know, his parents wanted something different. So we still didn't have a major wedding. We kept it real small, simple. We knew we were going to keep it small, so we kept it to where people could watch it online because, you know, it's the time we live in now. But there was no wedding party. There was none of that. It was just real simple. And it was because we weren't doing it for anyone else.
I think that's what I would do. I'd probably do it real small, just my friends. And Samay would.
It's the best way.
And the baby would be the only people a part of it.
I hear people spending like thousands of dollars. And I'm like, for a few hours?
Yeah.
And the wedding itself is like 25 minutes.
Lord.
My dress was off the clearance rack at David's Bridal. I just had to make some little adjustments to it to make it my own.
Right.
But I wasn't about to spend all this money. And then my mother-in-law, bless her heart, she bought the dress for me.
Oh.
And she was like, well, you know, find whatever you like. Even though it was somebody else's money, no, ma'am. I'm not about to go in here and act like I'm on, you know, what's it called? Say yes to the dress?
Yes.
I saw one dress that I liked, and I said, this will work. However, can we make the back a corset, please? And that was it. This will work.
That's so funny. Yeah, but I don't know.
Really, people, if you're getting married for the wedding, don't do it. Like, get dressed up and go to dinner or something.
I was going to say, have a party.
Yeah, please don't do it for the wedding, because after the wedding, you took, and those of you that are religious, you said I do before God, and you said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to honor this person. I'm going to be there for this person through thick and thin. But then when shit gets tough, or let's say they lose their job, or you don't like the way he talked to you, and now you want to leave, like, it's not breakup. And I feel like people are treating marriages like boyfriend-girlfriend relationships.
I was just going to say that. Absolutely. Or they're doing it for the kids. Let's get married because we have kids. Like, that's stupid too. Like, what? I mean, that's not teaching them anything.
Right.
Because I think that's what some people think too. Like, well, we have children and, you know, we're not married. Let them see a healthy relationship. That's the most important part. They could care less if you're married.
And healthy doesn't mean you guys don't fight.
Yeah.
Like, fighting and then them seeing you work through the fights and smile and laugh again, that lets them know that, okay, when I get married, it's not going to be for real, like happily ever after, like on these movies.
There's ups and downs.
It's going to get real, but guess what? My mom and dad went through that real, and they're still together. And, you know, that's when you know it's real. Like, me and my husband have been through a lot in 5 years. It feels like 55 years. But my kids, they've witnessed a couple disagreements, and then they've witnessed, like, 2 hours later, mom and dad are cuddled in the bed watching a show on TV like nothing ever happened.
Which means it's stuff that's not even going to stick. They're not even going to think about it later down the road. Because my parents have argued and done all that stuff since I was little. But, I mean, it's not. I can never really say that there was some traumatic moment, because it seemed like normal balance of a relationship.
Absolutely. Arguing is healthy.
Yeah.
If your person does not argue with you, they don't love you.
Yeah.
If everything is hunky-dory and sunshine and roses and Skittles and shit all the time, you might want to see what they social media about.
What you so damn happy for?
Who make you so fucking happy?
Right.
What the fuck is going on here?
That's so funny. It's so true, though.
I ain't even bought you shit lately.
Right.
What you so happy about?
What's going on here?
No, I'm just playing for real. I don't know if there's any relationships that are just happy all the time.
That's all we're saying.
I haven't witnessed any. I've witnessed people go through some real shit.
I don't know. I would feel like that's
back.
Real fake. I don't know. That's just me. If I saw some real cookie cutter, like, I don't know. It just wouldn't seem real to me. I'm not trying to take away.
It seems like it would get boring.
Yeah, right? I need somebody who can sometimes disagree with me, or that's what brings in different ideas when people think differently. I don't know. If you're always yes, like to each other.
I say no a lot.
How you grow? I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I don't know.
But one person also said, it's pretty true. To kind of summarize, pretty much said that, like, back in our grandparents' days, like back in the olden days, it was expected to get married. Like, that was, like, it's expected for us to graduate high school. It's expected for you to get married.
Right.
So once you hit a certain age, it was expected for you to find a wife.
Even for men back then.
You had to find a wife. Like, your dad looking at you like, all right, now you're about to hit 18, you know. I saw you looking at, you know, little Susie down the street. You gonna go, you know, and they courted back then. Mm-hmm. They went, asked parents permission. If the little girl was growing up with a mother and a father, they went and talked to the father, asked, can they take the daughter out? Took her out on a night on town, danced a little, did a little dinner, whatever the case may be. Once you went 3 dates, you and La Susie about to get married. Y'all planning what house y'all gonna buy, how many kids y'all gonna have, and that's just how it was. And then back then, in our community, and it may be the same in Caucasians, but I don't know. With Black people, cheating was kind of the thing of the norm, especially if you grew up in a real urban community, not even all the way poor. It could be middle class even.
Right.
It was normal for dad to have a couple kids down the street. You got siblings down the street, but guess what? Mom still stayed married to him. Right. Because he still came home. He brought his check home. Yeah. And it helped take care of the kids that she provided. Right. And so that was normal, you know? She had to take care of home. Now, you may see mama don't get dressed up and sexy no more. Mama go to bed with a rollers on and her hair bonnet and her big robe. And that's just what she do, because she pretty much telling them, you done stepped out with them little trifling women down the street.
This is true.
You don't need none of me.
Right.
I'm finna read my Bible and pray for you and go to sleep. You just keep working at that factory. You bring me home that check and I'm going to keep feeding these kids. And that's just how it was. And it was that, I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Fences, but that movie touched on a lot of things like for that time. Right. I caught like pieces of it. I tried to watch a little bit of it at work. But the part that I caught was when he told her that he was about to be a dad again. Right. And she had that look on her face like, I'm not pregnant. The fuck you mean? And she raised that baby. She took that baby. Because the mother, I don't know if everybody's seen the movie. So
that happens a lot. But
I'm going to stop telling. Right. All I'm saying is she played the hell out of that part because it really happens in real life.
It does.
It truly happens.
It does.
And like nowadays, if
I'm trying to think about that right now.
If Brandon was to come home and say, I'm about to be a father again, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have to ask him, what did you say? Right. To make sure I heard it right. Right. And then I'll be like, will we get a dog? We about to buy a puppy? Because I'm not going to understand what's coming out of his mouth. Then he going to say it one more time and he going to tell me it's a whole baby situation. And then I think it's going to be like, you have a collect call from, and that's the way the story going to go. So Lex, answer your collect calls.
Oh man, no, I can't even think of that one.
It'd be mind blowing.
It would be mind blowing.
But then women back then they took it and they swallowed it because they really prided themselves on being a wife and everything that came with being a wife. And divorce was so
it was embarrassing
back then. If you got divorced, that's worse than him having a baby on you.
It's a failure.
Yeah, you failed as a wife. Mm-hmm. Even though you failed. Even the women that were getting beaten
else,
stuff.
Right, and they thought nobody else would want them.
Yep.
Right.
And I think that's the problem now, because it don't matter if you done been divorced 7 times. If you pretty and you what he want, you could tell him, I've been married 7 times. He'd be like, oh, baby, we ain't got to get married. So, I mean, that's just the way it is now. And people are changed. Mentalities, just everything has changed. So
it's true.
And I'm not saying we should get back to that, because I don't think any woman should stay in any situation that's completely just beating her down, or any man even. Yeah. There's women that drag men through some shit.
I've seen it.
And I don't think that you should stay for that. Absolutely not. However, to give up because, again, you don't like the way he talked to you, but you ain't ever told him this, or you don't like that he's working all the time, but you knew he was going to work all these jobs before y'all got married because y'all got kids now, and you want to live in this nice house, right? And you want to send little Timmy to private school, right? And you want Timmy to play football, and you want Timmy to do violin lessons, and you want Timmy to do track and field when the season's over. Somebody got to make the money for little Timmy to do all these things.
It's true.
So now you're telling him, oh, well, you never spend time with me, and you don't do this, and we don't go out anymore. Well, you get another job. And I'm getting that from my husband, because when I tried to tell him that he didn't have time for me because he was working 2 jobs, he said, well, you could get another job if you want to.
You said, whoop.
I said, you know what? You right. You so right. You are so, you got to, you know what? My bad.
Right.
You right, dog. My bad.
It's true. I don't know. I think there's a group of people though that desperately want to have these conversations that we're having and want to bring some of those classic ideals back into the relationships. I think there's a lot of them out there and who believe in what we're saying as far as making it work, communicate, sticking by that person. Obviously, there's some things that are like the straw that broke the camel's back and you can't come back from. But there's some things that are worth you trying to get through and fight through and salvage your relationship, especially if you have children. Give it a shot, because you're not just walking away, you with your suitcase and him with his suitcase, and you're done. There's other parts to this. Absolutely. We have a whole home. We have our family life. The kids have to get readjusted. Like you're not just thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about different lives here. So I just think it's worth fighting for. You're in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. Like
honestly, you guys, the first 3 years is what's going to really try you.
Right.
They say once you make it past 5 years, you have, I want to say they said an 80% chance of staying together
Successful
forever.
rate.
They said once you pass 7 years, you're pretty much in there. Like that's just what it's going to be. However, I have seen some people separate after 10 plus years. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to my other topic. It's because we stopped doing the things we used to do when we first got with that person. I don't know why we feel like those things don't have to happen anymore. Or sometimes we don't even think about it because we're so busy now with kids and mm-hmm. everything else. We stopped doing those things. And I'm guilty of it. I'm being honest with you guys. Me and my husband have gotten so wrapped up in our kids and work.
Yeah, just the daily hustle and bustle.
Yeah, just we have forgotten each other.
Right.
And it can happen, you guys. It truly, truly can happen. But it's up to you to have that talk and take the first step. Start doing little things you used to do. Mm-hmm. And then maybe it'll bring them back to doing some things that they used to do.
Right.
Or if they don't do it, be like, remember when you used to such and such and such, or remember when you used to, leave me little love notes or little Post-its on the refrigerator, whatever it is that made you fall in love with that person. Sometimes you have to bring yourself back to that. Mm-hmm. You truly have to, because that is what is going to remind you why you're doing it, what made you fall in love with this person, and it'll help you overlook all the bullshit that's going on.
Right, right.
And that's coming from experience, you guys.
And if you guys aren't finding enough time together, you can make time during the things that, the other, get into their interests. If, like, for instance, with Brandon, liking, a lot of guys like football or basketball, whatever is their thing. Sit down on the couch next to him and learn the game. To ask questions. I mean, I know some of us don't, whatever, sports. But... do little things like that that will get you guys cuddled up on the couch together or whatever. I've had times where I'm watching some crazy Black ink or some shit, and he comes over and he's watching it with me. And it's those little moments that create a moment.
Yeah, and that's really all you need is a moment.
Yeah.
Those moments matter. It could be 1 hour. Like me and Brandon, we have, we find shows that we both can agree on, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. and we'll DVR those shows. So when we have that moment, we will watch one of those shows.
Catch up together.
Yeah, he don't like, I like Ratchet TV sometimes.
So do I.
But I also watch all the Chicagos and the Tyler Perry shows and all that stuff. He's not into that. He's mm-hmm. not. But we found a show. What's it called? Humans? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called Humans. That's our show. So I will not watch that show without him. Mm. Only time we watch it is with each other. Mm-hmm. And then the other one we found was the new show with, what's his name? Damon Wayans?
Oh, is it where he's a cop?
Yeah.
With the other guy? I was watching that too.
That show. It's actually good and it's funny too, but it's a good show.
I like it.
But yeah, those are our shows. We have some shows that we try to watch together.
Yeah.
And then when he was coaching basketball, Whitney is not into sports. Only sport that I'm into is boxing.
Right.
I could watch boxing with you all day long. Uh-huh. Basketball, football, yeah, no. But watching him coach and then watching actually like seeing his players develop and all that, I got to knowing like what the refs called and if a foul call was bullshit. And like I was really into the game.
You got into it.
He told me, he was like, I truly appreciate you. He said, because you were for real like my writer this season.
That's cute.
And it's not easy being a coach's wife because when they lose, it's not a happy time.
No.
And then when they didn't make the championship, you gotta see all them little boys cry. And then your husband look like he want to cry. It's tough, but for real, you guys, just give it a little bit more effort. Because you guys give so much effort into your jobs. Yeah. And you give so much effort into your kids. Yeah. But we forget to give effort to each other.
Don't take each other for granted.
And we do it. We don't do it on purpose.
No, yeah.
We do it because we're so focused on so many other things. Right. Yeah. But I know that we have to, for real, take that time. And that also, communication, you guys. Have talks sometimes. Sometimes me and Brandon sit with no TV on, no music, nothing. Kids are in bed. We lay in bed and we're talking. That's light on everything. We're just talking. And it helps. Communication helps more than you know. Because when you're bypassing each other, it feels weird. It almost feels like you're alone even though you're with someone.
Yeah, and then the other person starts to grow and change, and you're not even, one day you're going to wake up and be like, who is this person next to me?
Right, where'd they come from?
Right, it's just going to be a completely different person because you didn't take the time to get to know the person that they're evolving into. And we're all going to change.
I was going to say, people are going to change. We're not all going to stay the same.
No.
However, that doesn't mean you can't do the little sweet things you used to do.
Absolutely, because it's going to bring you back to it's that nostalgia. It's going to bring you back to that time where you guys started. And that's always a fun thing.
And it feels good. Yeah. It does. Yeah. Like Brandon recently went back to opening my car door for me.
That's cute.
Even when I'm like leaving for work and he walks me out, he'll come around and open my car door for me.
Don't you love stuff like that?
It's like at first I was like, what are you doing? Like he hadn't done it in so long.
Did you leave something in the car?
He was like, no, I'm just opening the door for you. And I was like, oh. So now I expect it now though. Mm-hmm. So honey, I'll be waiting.
Open them doors.
Open them doors. Right. But yeah, It's good. It really matters. But you guys don't think that it's not going to be hard times. It truly is. But you don't have to give up.
I know it's going to be hard.
However, if it is not worth it, let's just say, okay, if your cons outweigh your pros, let it go. Like seriously. Just
reevaluate.
Let it go.
And then let it go.
Like if you are completely empty and you don't see any reason of keeping this relationship going, don't force it.
I was going to say, and don't be scared of it. You know what I mean? What your family's going to think. And don't stay in a situation that is toxic to you and making you just depressed and down and not uplifting you. That's what you don't want to do.
Yep. And then also, don't get so caught up in everyone else that you lose yourself. I'm guilty. I noticed once I started finding me, and finding what I was passionate in doing and making time to get my hustle on, things got better between me and my husband because I wasn't blaming him for me not being happy. Sometimes you're in control of your own happiness.
This is true.
And you have to take charge of that. You cannot wait for someone else to make you completely happy. They can only do so much.
Yeah.
Because they're not you. They can't fulfill the things that you need done. Not all of them.
Yeah.
So you can pour into your kids, you can pour into your mate, but don't forget about yourself.
Right.
Gotta save a little bit to pour back into you. And I was guilty of not doing that for a long time. But as you guys know, I've been pouring into me a whole lot now, which is why my butt's sick and I need some sleep. But seriously, and I'm here for advice too. Not perfect, guys, but I can tell you I've been through some shit.
Right.
And I could definitely let you guys know some things.
We have gone through more things than you would know and like would have a lot in common with a lot of you.
Just because it's been so much bullshit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, the different lessons get recycled in everybody. I think everybody goes through some of the same stuff, but not everybody expresses it and chooses to talk to people about it. And that's what I love about what we're doing, and why, I can't wait for the momentum to even go more, is because it's an outlet for us, and then it can be an outlet for you guys. And we're excited to have more people come on and share their opinions, and it's just an awesome thing.
And one thing that I hope you guys, like, seriously, the reason why I wanted to talk about relationships is because this show it's an outlet for me and Lex. Mm-hmm. So I'm very transparent. My marriage is not like the Huxtables. We are a real husband and wife. We have been through some things. I more so like to share little stories with you guys, so that there is somebody who wanted to punch her husband in the face one day, but then in the same day wanted to kiss him in the face. And so, like, it happens. Like, we're real life. Like, it's not fake. What we go through every day, it's not fake. We're real mothers. We're real, we got real relationships. We have real drama at times. Yeah. And as you guys can see, we get sick.
We get sick.
We still got to do these things. So we're not just, you're like water for chocolate hosts. Like, we're real. And that's why we try to keep it so transparent with you guys, so you guys can relate to us.
Yeah.
And talk to us. Like, I know we don't have it yet, so y'all can call in or comment while we're doing it, but it's on the way.
Yeah.
It is on the way. But in the meantime, in between time, we do got our Facebook page.
Yes.
And you guys can, even if we're not talking about nothing, write in.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about what you want to talk about. And most likely there will be some other people that want to talk about it too. If you need some relationship advice, there are people that have so many different opinions. And the way me and Lex may go about something may not really be for you.
Exactly.
But then even Los is in the group.
Right.
And Jay's in the group. And a couple other people are in the group. You can definitely, just write it out. I just feel like everybody needs an outlet. Like, not everybody journals or has anybody to talk to. And I'm not saying tell all your business. You can make like something real, just summarize, just a real brief of what's going on. And 7-8 comments later, we done touched on exactly what you was really talking about. And you don't even have to say it was you. It's
sometimes
just, we don't mind sharing.
Right.
So we put it out there.
Exactly. And sometimes the answer, but it's good to hear it from other people sometimes.
Yes.
Almost like a confirmation, you just want to feel like you can relate and that you're not the only person feeling that way. So if that's your thing, do that as well, because I do it a lot myself.
Absolutely, you guys. Well, it's been real. We really, really appreciate you guys. Thanks for being so patient with us while we get sick and have to deal with stuff and be real life people. But we are looking forward to some great things coming up soon on Like Water for Chocolate. We got some great plans. Of course, we're probably most likely going to have like a part 2 of this.
I know,
and
right?
invite our guys on here so you guys can get some male point of view, because I feel like, sometimes that's needed, even for women, to kind of hear what,
I love it.
What men have to say. I love when we get together.
Me
with
too.
Them. It really,
and check out our website, by the way.
Yes.
thebeatnetworkonline.com.
Los did such a great job.
So good. I just told him that today.
It's a dope website, you guys. Seriously, check it out. I'm going to share it tonight and tomorrow and the next day. So if you haven't been to it, you can,
please check it out. Yes.
Click on the link and work it out. But this quote it's real, but it's also a little funny, because you guys know I like to leave you with something before we go out. But a healthy relationship is built on a lot of smiles and an insane amount of orgasms. Get your O's, you guys.
Get your O's. I love it.
Have a good night, you guys.
Bye, guys.